Hello, listeners. Welcome back. Students, in last session we discussed on the classification of market. So, in that session, we already covered the classification on the basis of location, then on the basis of area and coverage, as well as we also finished the time span based on time span. Then we completed on the basis of volume of transaction and the nature of transaction. Again, today we going to discuss the classification of market on the basis of number of commodities in which transactions takes place. So friends, in today's session the classification which is based on the number of commodities. So here the market is classified on the basis of how many commodities are transacted in that market, in particular market. So the first one is general market. So when we called it as a general market, so general market is a market in which all types of commodities are marketed. So general market means it's a general nature market where you will find all types of commodities whichever customer requires. So all types of commodities are present in that market, and the buyers can buy whatever they want from same market. So that is a general market. So examples of general market such as food grains, oil seeds, fiber crops, gur, etc. So all those commodities are bought and sold in general market. So the general market is deal with the large number of commodities. And the second type on the basis of number of commodity, that is specialized market. So name itself is a self explanatory. From specialized you can identify it is a special market for particular thing, particular commodity. Same thing here, it is explained in this slide that the specialized market is a market in which transaction takes place only in one or two commodities. So the market is specialized either for one or two commodities, is known as specialized market. So the one more thing you have to remember that for every group of commodities separate market exists. So specialized market means for every group of commodity there is a separate market. So the examples of specialized market are food grains market, then vegetable market, wool market, and cotton market. So these are the some examples of specialized market. Then next, base on classification. So students, this is a very important base of classification, and every time there will be the questions on the degree of competition, the markets on degree of competition. So you have to remember the first one is perfect market on the basis of degree of competition. So perfect market means what? A market which is perfect in nature means what? There is a free entry and free exit. Large number of buyers and sellers are present in the market, as well as uniform prices prevailing in that market. Then there is no barriers in the entry or exit for the buyers and sellers. Then the market where is a free freedom, there is same types of product are traded. So these are the some basic characteristics of the perfect market. So the first one, the perfect market, there is a large number of buyers and sellers. As I told, in a perfect market the number of buyers and sellers are in a large number. Then all buyers and sellers in the market have perfect knowledge of demand, supply, and prices, means all information are communicated available for all the buyers and sellers. So everyone has the information that what is the demand, what is the price is prevailing at that time, and what will be the supply. So this is a perfect knowledge. There is a perfect knowledge to buyers and sellers in a perfect market. Then prices at any one time are uniform. So there is a uniform prices. At a time, you will find the uniform prices in that market, in that geographical area, plus or minus the cost of getting supplies from surplus to deficit area. So there is a uniform prices in a perfect market. Then the price are uniform at any one place over period of time. Then the prices of different forms of product are uniform, plus or minus the cost of converting the product from one form to another form. So prices are same, but if there is some processing on that product, then it may vary, but for same form, same type of product, prices are the same. That is a perfect market. So I think you are clear that perfect market means what? There is a large number of buyers and sellers, there are free entry and exit, there are same prices prevailing in the market, and everyone has a knowledge about the demand, supply and prices. Then second one, imperfect market. So on the basis of degree of competition, there are two types. There are two major types. The first one is perfect market and second one is imperfect market. So perfect market we already discussed. In imperfect market there are again subtypes. So in perfect market there is a monopoly market, there is a duopoly market, there is oligopoly and monopolistic. So these are the subtypes of imperfect market. So imperfect market means a condition of market where perfect competition are lacking. So imperfect means perfect is lacking. So what is perfect? Large number of buyers, large number of sellers, free entry, free exit, equal information to all buyers and sellers. All these are absent in a imperfect market. So first type of imperfect market is monopoly market. So what is meant by monopoly? So monopoly is a market situation in which only one seller exists in the market. So if only one seller in the market, then we can call it as a monopoly market. Means only one company, only one seller is producing that product and selling in a market. That is a monopoly market. And that single seller exercise sole control. It's very obvious. If there is only one seller, then he has a sole control over the quantity or prices of the commodity. In this market, the price of commodity is generally higher than in other market. So monopoly, it may be asked which market has the higher prices. So monopoly market is one where the higher prices are taken from the customers. So Indian farmers operate in a monopoly market when purchasing electricity for irrigation. So what is the example of monopoly market? For Indian farmer, the electricity market is a monopoly for irrigation. So farmers can get the electricity only from MSCB. So these are the only players in the electricity market. So electricity for irrigation is the example of monopoly market for the farmer. When there is only one buyer of a product, the market is termed as monopsony. So if single seller, we called it as a monopoly, and if single buyer, then we can call it as a monopsony market. Then duopoly market. So duopoly market, again it is a subtype of imperfect market. So duopoly market, the name it explain that is a one which has only two sellers of a commodity. Monopoly, one seller. Duopoly, two seller. So they may mutually agree to charge a common price which is higher than the hypothetical price in a common market. So duopoly market means mutually they can charge a higher price. So duopoly means two sellers and they can charge a higher prices, and that is a higher than the hypothetical prices. So whatever the prediction of customers, it is a more than that prediction, it is more than that hypothetical prices. So that is a duopoly market. And if the market situation in which there are only two buyers of a commodity is known as duopsony market. So only two sellers is a duopoly and two buyers is the duopsony market. Then oligopoly market. So market in which there are more than two but still few sellers. So there are more than two sellers but it is a few, not in a large quantity. Then that market we called as a oligopoly market. So monopoly one seller, duopoly two sellers, and oligopoly few sellers. So market having few more than two buyers is known as oligopsony market. So what is the example of oligopoly market? So steel, then petroleum industries. So these are the examples of oligopoly market. So steel industry, oligopoly is the example of oligo market. Then last one, monopolistic competition. So what is meant by monopolistic? Monopolistic is the combination of monopoly and perfect competition. So some characteristics of monopoly and some characteristics of perfect competition. So when large number of sellers, so these characteristics from the perfect competition deal in heterogeneous and differentiated form of commodity, the situation is called monopolistic competition. So the difference is made conspicuous by different trademarks on the product. Different prices prevail for the same basic products. So example of monopolistic competition faced by farmers may be drawn from input markets. So monopolistic, the example of monopolistic, that is a input market for the farmers. So the insecticide, pumps, fertilizers and equipments are the examples of monopolistic competition. Then next classification on the basis of nature of commodity, that is a commodity market and capital market. So commodity market, a market which deals in goods and raw materials. So market which is related to commodity. That commodity may be a manufactured good or it may be the raw material required for manufacture. But if it is related to commodity, then we call it as a commodity market. And the second one is capital market. So when market is deals with bonds, shares, securities, so that market we can known as capital market. So money market and share markets are the example of capital market. So capital market means which deals with the bonds, shares, securities which are bought and sold in a capital market, and in a commodity market commodities are bought and sold. Okay, so remember this difference. Then next basis, that is stage of marketing. So producing market. So stage of marketing, the first one is producing market. So market which mainly assemble the commodity for future distribution to other markets are termed as producing market. Such markets are located in producing area. So market which is located in producing area, in a production area, then we called it as a producing market. So in producing market, the products are assembled for distribution to other markets. Means the main aim of this market is not for selling a product to consumer or for consumption of a product, consumption of those products. So main motto behind the producing market is to bought a commodity for further processing or further distribution. It is not for direct selling or consumption of the consumer. Then we can call it as a producing market. Then consuming market which collect the produce for final disposal to consuming population are called consumer market. So when it is for final consumption, then that market is called as a consuming market. So such markets are generally located in areas where production is inadequate or thickly populated urban centers. So producing market mostly you can say it located in a manufacturing centers, you can say in nearby MIDC area or nearby the some city area from which it can be transported to another market. But consuming market is located to the where the large number of consumers are present and where the population are in more quantity. Then next, on the basis of extent of public intervention. So public intervention means the involvement of government or some public public authorities. So on the basis of public intervention, the first one is regulated market. So regulated, you can understand, regulated means which run according to rules and regulation. So market which follow all the rules and regulation framed by concerned authority, then that market is known as regulated market. So market in which business is done according with the rules and regulations framed by the statutory market organizations representing different sections involved in the market. So when market run according to rules and regulation which are developed by the concerned authority, then that market is known as regulated market. So agriculture produce market committee is one of the example of regulated market. And the unregulated market, these are the market in which business is conducted without any set rules and regulations. So trader frame the rules for the conduct of the business and run the market. So this market suffers from many ills ranging from unstandardized charges for marketing functions to imperfections in the determination of prices. So unregulated means they are not follow any rules and regulations. So whatever the rules and regulations are there, it run according to rules and regulations of traders, buyers. So they set their own rules and regulation. So this is a unregulated market. And the last basis of classification of market, that is the population served, on the basis of population served. So urban market, so market which serves mainly the population residing in urban area is called as urban market. So remember here it is related to the customers. So what types of customers are there, then it is called as urban market. It is called as that market. So if urban customers are there, urban area is there, then we can call it as a urban market. So a market which serves mainly the population residing in urban area, then we can call it as a urban market. So the nature and quantum of demand for agriculture products arising from the urban population, it characterized as urban market for farm products. So remember students, every time students gets confused in this point. Suppose example is like farmers are selling their vegetables in the market, vegetables to the consumer in district center. So what types of market is this? So vegetables means not a rural market. You have to check whether they are selling to the urban population or selling to the rural population. If they are selling vegetable to the urban population, then we can call it as urban market. But if they are selling those vegetable to the rural market, then we can call it as a rural market. So the word rural market usually refers to the demand originating from the rural population. So who will be the customers? Customers from the rural population, customers from the rural area. So there is a considerable difference in the nature of embedded services required with a farm product between urban and rural demand. So whatever the products are bought to the rural customers, so those market is known as a rural market. So students, in today's session we have finished our topic, that is classification of market. So in I think all the bases we already covered, so it is clear now the different types of market. So be revise whatever the types we have covered in this session, what are the bases on which we can classify the market, and go through with each type of market. So this is an very important to remember the type of market and basis of market. So you can be clear that the in the exam you will be able to give the right answer for the your question. So students, thank you for watching this video. If you have any question, any queries, then you can contact me on our group. Thank you.